I mean, the whole trick or treating thing went great. My daughter did this awesome like ghost girl costume. Problem is, I was gonna dress up with her. I really was. I just got home from work a little late, and I had this plan. I was gonna be a Band-Aid. It just turns out it was a lot harder to pull off than I thought.
Mm-mm-mm.
Good evening.
I mean, that's almost as bad as me dressing like this, and Lex was supposed to go as balls covered in peanut butter, but that didn't work out. Oh,
look, Dave, I let you get your joke off, okay? So I need some props for that.
Dave, you know what you should be for Halloween?
Funny?
No, Italy.
Only if you're like Florida.
That wasn't me.
We're off to a good start. Anyway, what is up, all you beautiful people out there? It's Thursday. It's October 31st. It's Halloween. And thank you for joining us for this extra special, extra spooky post-TFcon episode of Figure Action. Matt's just shaking his head in disbelief.
Because like as soon as we started, you started talking like somebody got out their old-time typewriter and started typing. What was that?
I don't know. I was feeling it.
Oh, that was you. Okay.
Yeah, it was me. It was like an episode of Ghost Rider.
Oh.
Remember that?
Yes.
Anyway, I am your host, Extra Zero, and joining me tonight is the usual crew, sans Joe. Joe is in, how should we say it, in the Halloween spirit tonight?
He's been hitting the Halloween spirits.
Yeah,
he's
resting in peace. Hopefully,
he's got his hand like wrist deep in the candy jar. Anyway,
a little bit of Nutter Butter.
He's got his hand just right up there.
Right.
Getting that sweet candy.
You got to sometimes you got to dig into the bottom. You know, the good candies at the bottom.
Scraping the bottom of the barrel or the bucket.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Insert sexual reference here.
Yeah, I know, right? We'll never be monetized. Anyway, if you're watching us here live on YouTube, make sure you pop in that live chat where you can be part of the show. I know some of our audience was at the convention, so as we talk about it, love to have them chime in during the show, or if you have any questions for us about stuff we saw or what we thought, be sure to pop in there and ask away. Anyway, if you're not already, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and make sure you hit that notification bell so you can see when we go live with additional content. I know I have a backlog of toys, so I'd love to do something extra on the channel. I know True Starscreamer would love to do something extra on the channel. And if you haven't already, kielbasa slam that like button. Really helps us out, helps our channel grow. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Magic audience, make our channel grow.
We'd love to get to 1,000 subs so we can start going live from mobile. It would have been awesome to have been able to do that from the convention. But hopefully before the next TFcon, we'll get there. Just going to keep putting ourselves out there. Anyway.
That was the daintiest sip of tea I think I've ever seen.
I know. That looks like you've got a lot of milk in there.
You recognize this?
Yeah, I used to work there.
Oh, God.
A mug making company?
You know, funny how three people used to work for the same company.
Somebody called Tech Mart.
Oh, never mind. I thought you did recruiting with them.
No, Tech Mart Global Solutions. That was the not Tech Systems.
Tech something.
Texas Instruments.
We're drawing this off like we don't have a shit ton to talk about.
I know we do have a shit ton to talk about. So let's.
I'm gonna be hot and probably have to take a bunch of pee breaks in the middle.
Just don't take your shirt off.
Thanks for the update. Back to you, Jordan.
Oh man, Dave, your fans.
I know. Love you all. Love you all.
Turn him off. I mean, T could take his shirt off.
Well, he might like that.
Oh. Anyway.
Shit ton to talk about.
All right, well, let's get into it. As for myself, I've been having a good evening. handed out candy, partially dressed as Kylo Ren for a while. Dug out that costume, made sure it still fit, and sure enough, it does. Yeah, it was kind of fun. First Halloween in the new house, and by God, we had a lot of trick or treaters. I mean, probably about 120 kids went through 5 bags of candy, so I totally underestimated it. By like 7:45, we had to turn the light off, and there were still kids ringing the doorbell. So we were like, "Oh fuck!" And we got down to like 5 pieces of candy, and Lex is like, "Should I give it out till it's gone?" I said, "Yeah, but if we get a group of like 6 kids and we've only got 5 pieces of candy, you're gonna feel really fucking bad for that 6th kid."
No, you're gonna make the last 2 duel to the death over the last Snickers bar.
You just find the one kid dressed as a ghost and you give him the rock.
No, we're not doing the Charlie Brown Christmas. So I know we're gonna go through our hauls here. TFcon, I tried to be as conservative as possible to say I got all the MMC exclusives that were available, and I like them quite a bit. Anybody that follows us on Facebook knows we kind of got the first scoop on this guy, which was the Pharaoh, the MMC Black Sphinx repaint. So yeah, he was a surprise at the convention. We'll talk about him a little bit more later in the show. Right after I got back, you'd think I'd be done with my toy hunts, but I went to Walmart and managed to find a couple of these guys.
You mean right after you slipped out the back without saying goodbye to anybody, and like
right after I slipped out the back and said goodbye. So,
I cried.
Yeah, he'll see me again. He already saw me on Monday. I give him his.
He did.
Yeah. The cell shaded Optimus and Megatron, who are now permanent desk bots for me, and while I was at the convention, I managed to get myself a World War II Bumblebee, the Toy World one, which he's all right. He's very wee, and I had to apply a lot of future floor polish to him to get him to actually not be loose. And last but not least, right before the convention, I went to a Walgreens and I found ratchets for everyone who wanted them. So,
not everyone.
You get a ratchet.
No, not a ratchet. Everyone but Deluxe Baldwin. He was kind of salty about that.
He was salty.
He was very.
There was
he shouldn't have left the show.
There's some saltiness. There was some threats of dick punches.
Oh yeah, there were threats. He did punch me in the nipple.
I guess that if you got to take one, that's probably the one I'd go for.
That was not the worst molestation I saw him get that weekend.
Oh yeah, no, we'll get into that later. The Chronicles of Robert Detolf. Anyway, Dave, how about you? How'd the rest of your week go?
You might want to get comfortable. So yeah, I got, again, if you've been following the Facebook stuff, I got the exclusives. Won't go into that. But these poor gentlemen had to hear me lamenting and complaining because I had some money, but not enough for everything I wanted. So I brought stuff to sell. Finally, at the Sunday morning, I was able to find a guy who was a dealer who bought a lot of my stuff. And I then, I had these 2 really high item guys, but these 2 jackasses just lowballed me. I mean, there was stuff that was going for over like $200 on Amazon. I sold for $80. There was a set that I had that was going for $100 on Amazon that some guy talked me down to $40 who still hasn't paid me yet. But that's neither here nor there.
Actually, he's right there.
So non-exclusive product. Flame Toys was there, and they had probably the perkiest sales rep I had ever dealt with. And so I do have the 2 Seekers. It was either getting these or getting the Sensitive Dan Cougar Eagle thing, and I think I'll have more fun with these guys. So I got those.
You should have got 3.
I didn't have it. They wouldn't talk me down. They wouldn't talk down the price. At the Captured Prey booth, I finally got the 2 Micron the Battle Masters I've been hunting down, which never seem to appear in North Carolina.
Which ones?
I know the hammer and the hammer and the axe.
Damn thing.
Did you get those for retail?
A little more than retail, but
Hmm.
you know what? They were selling these for $15 each, but I got them to sell them both for 10, which I know I still overpaid by $5. But you know what? I don't have to deal with it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm shocked because they had some good prices.
Yeah.
They did. I still almost regret not getting the Astro Train they had.
Yeah, just missed it, right?
No, it
Was
was
it-
there. I just didn't pay for it.
The Siege
It's
Extra?
200, right?
No, I know, but the price on it was not conducive to proper thinking.
Yeah. Then I got this guy, and I have been wanting this for quite some time, in some form or another. So this is the Delta Manus, so it does have the ion rifle. I'd really been wanting Striker Noir. Matt sang much praise about this figure, and all of it is due. This is... Everyone should have a version of this Prime, I think, in their hand. It's just...
Or 2.
Yeah, and... we were talking about this offline. It makes me really sad. I mean, hopefully Make Toys will spring back to life because I want more from this line. I got a Ratchet from Zero.
I was wondering about that.
I did get a Ratchet from Zero. I was one of those people. And finally, from the TFcon haul, I got this guy.
There you go.
I was agonizing over this.
You know what's sad? It's Thursday. You haven't opened it yet.
Nope. All I've opened was that Striker Manus and Senator Ratbat, which if you follow my Instagram, I think I got some pictures of that on there. If not, I know I put it on the figure action page. I messed with Mirage a little. I have not opened up Bulkhead, which I have as well. But if you want to know about Bulkhead, watch T-Man's review. It's much better than anything I could ever say. This, though, I'm really excited to file. I need to set time aside to give it justice. But wait. Then the week kept on going because my boy at GameStop called me and told me some stuff came in, which included Havoc and Polaris. Which, by the way, I love the packaging on these because it has the old X-Men cards.
Oh yeah, the Fleer ones.
Yeah, that is. I mean, this is 90s nostalgia right here. I did not just get another freaking trick-or-treater. My wife took care of it.
Did you turn your porch light off?
We did not turn off the porch light.
Oh,
Big time, no letdown Spider-Man. Seriously, this is like how a horror movie starts.
It's called Big Time Badass Spider-Man.
And then finally, the Love Triangle pack.
yeah, you can almost hear Blue Order play. Or, I'm sorry, New Order.
It is quite bizarre. Nope. And then again, it's got the Fleer cards on the back, and I love this. This is some of the nicest packaging they have done, I think, in quite some time.
Stupid.
And that's it. It's gonna be a crazy week. My backlog is looking insane right now. So I still have stuff I haven't mentioned from the previous weeks. I got the Brothor wave. I finally got my hands on the Wendigo wave. I'm surrounded by like $800 worth of action figures still sealed in a box. And Voltron comes out this month.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to Kevin about that this morning. I was like, hey, wow, there's less than a month for Vehicle Voltron to come out.
I gotta clean this room up, make space.
I just got to move my Soul Chigokin one just a little bit to the left in the detail.
I think for my Voltron, I've got that. I don't know if you remember from Dark of the Moon. I got the Ultimate Prime from that one.
Mhm.
Where it's got like the wingspan like that big.
Yeah.
I think he's finally going to have to find a new home. And that's
Sell it.
where... It is such a good looking figure, though.
Combined.
Huh?
Combined, it looks good, but it's,
I know, combined, it's got presence. Like it actually. But really, that's it.
All right. Moving on, Matt. How about you? How the hell are you doing? Saw you were out there threatening children with a lightsaber earlier.
That's how I do it on Halloween. It's the only time I can walk around with my lightsaber out that people don't question me. So any other time it looks silly, but and because I was
Star Trek convention.
Well, they get over it. They live long and prosper or some shit.
Funny enough, I see a lot of people with lightsabers now at the Renaissance Festival, and it really like irks the shit out of me.
Oh, it's totally something I would do just to irk people that get irked by that. But no, yeah, Halloween night we handed out candy and all. So it was a where people have multiple wardrobe changes. I had multiple Kyber crystal changes. So it started out green, went to red, then ended on yellow. So that was my night. Let's see. What the hell do I start with? So much like everybody else, I had a pre-TFcon haul when Jordan hit the jackpot at a Walgreens. I did not get a Ratchet, but he did find a General Kenobi, so I picked him up. And you could see him on T-Man's review.
You like them?
Yeah. I mean, you know what? The Black Series is they look great, but there's just not a whole lot to be excited about past that. So it's kind of what you know what you're in for. TFcon, holy shit. Okay. I'll go quickly through the things that's already been reiterated. That was my exclusives were Bulkhead, and I'm the only one in the crew that actually ended up getting the G2 Grimlock, the Vulcan. I got some pictures on Instagram if anybody wants to see what that looks like. I had bought the Iron Factory Tarn when it came out and said, you know what, I'm done with that. I'm not going to get any more of the DEC. But so I bought more of the DEC. I got the two pack, and then the guy I was really excited to mess with was Helix, which is why is it so damn dark?
He's big.
He is big. He's almost like deluxe size. And let me see what else.
You're gonna combine them when they all come together?
I won't display them that way, but I'll definitely try it out and take some pictures. I'm kind of on like a not serious hunt for masterpiece figures. Like I have a list of ones that I'm after that I'm not really seriously hunting for, but I ran across what was it, Transformers Lands table. They had some really good prices on used masterpiece, right? We kind of figured they're used because the boxes were cut open and it looks like they've been taken out.
That place was no joke.
That place was good. So I picked up the original. Why the hell is it so dark? I picked up the original Hot Rod MP28 for $45. It's a good price. Let me see. As far as other Legends figures, I got the New Age Ironhide. Liked that mold so much that I actually double dipped on it. Went and got the Ratchet as well. I like the Ratchet better, to tell you the truth, but that's just because
screen bigger.
Huh?
Make your screen bigger.
Oh, okay. Hi. Okay. So when I was at the convention, there is a seller. His name is Collector's Craft. He announced that he was going to be at the convention, and he specializes in effects pieces and accessory pieces that he makes himself. He takes existing pieces and molds them, basically copies the mold. He put out on Facebook that he was going to be there, so I bookmarked that. I went to the dealer room a couple of times to find him, and I couldn't. So I messaged him on Facebook Messenger and said, hey, I'm looking to get some stuff from you. Where are you at? He hit me back and said, I don't have a table. I just basically a guy walking around with a backpack. So I met up with him on the floor, and he ended up, let me get it out of the package because it looks better.
He's like that guy in Resident Evil, you know?
The merchant.
Yes. So this is his. For $20, I got a flame effect piece, and as you can see, it's actually pretty damn big. Here's my phone for comparison. It's really, really nicely molded, beautifully painted.
Because those are based on what came with the Gigapower ones, right?
This, it's actually the sword effect, the swinging piece. You could tell that the sword was molded to go up through the middle. But what the guy did was, instead of doing that, I guess you could do that still, but he actually molded a separate piece on the end where he's got a hole here that can plug into Grimlock's flamethrower inside of his jaw, inside of his mouth, and it becomes a shooting flame effect for Grimlock or whatever Dinobot you want. And it works really well, and it fits in the confirmed to fit in Grinder and confirmed to fit mostly in Vulcan, enough to look cool. So this I'm really excited about. I like this guy's work so much that I put his link to his Facebook page in the description. So if you want to, he also has Dragon Ball Z effects. He has the different molded Transformer swords, Kremzeeks, and Energon cubes. So hit up his Facebook, and I think he's got an eBay page as well if you like to take a look around. He's a good dude. Made some really nice stuff. So I'm the only one, well, besides Joe, I think, that was excited about getting some art. So I'll run through this real fast.
That place is scary.
Well, no, this is the okay, hold on. We'll get there. Before TFcon, I usually pick what artist I want to get a commission from, and I'll start following them on Twitter if I don't already, and I'll turn on notifications. Because usually between a month and a week out from TFcon, they'll post on Twitter that they're going to take submissions for commission work, and they usually have limited spots. So in years past, I've gotten Alex Milne and Matt Moylan for commissions, and I think I had pictures of them up somewhere. This year, I wanted to get Casey Kohler. So Casey posted that he was taking commissions. I hit him up the minute he posted it, and I got on the commission list, and he ended up doing a laser beak bust shot for me. So there's what that looks like. It's probably my favorite commission I've ever had done. It's beautiful. I wish you'd see it in person.
The most effective Decepticon ever.
Right. That's how I feel about him. Him and Ravage. So that's a piece I'm really excited about. I got to get hung up on my wall. Supporting local collectors, and I really like his art. I went over to our good friend Bobby Skullface and ended up getting a piece from him. So you can see that it's Ravage and Skywarp. He said it was a really popular piece this year.
Oh, I did get a mouse pad from him.
Yeah, I wanted to get one of the bottle openers, but I can always order it.
Yeah. So okay, let me. There's another artist who I got some prints from, and I don't remember his name offhand because I'd never heard of him beforehand, or maybe I'd heard of him and not realized it. But these I got in Artist Alley, so we'll get into it. But there's a separate room for other artists at TFcon that have other art prints, hand crafts, and reasonably sketchy sketchbooks. So
18 plus sketchbooks.
Yeah, 18 plus Transformer sketchbooks. So this guy was running a three-piece deal. So I ended up getting this print here.
Oh damn! I didn't even see that. I would have bought that.
He had 3 whole books full of prints. So it was tough to go through and try to figure out. And then he had this print here. Kind of like your favorite baddies from the 80s. I don't know why the hell it's so dark.
All those lights behind your head.
Can I give a shout out to
Sportimus?
Sportimus? I'm so glad you got home safe.
Yeah.
We'll talk about all those dudes.
Yeah, we'll get to the folks that we met, and
I'm almost finished. So then my last print was a good old fashioned Defender of the Universe print, which was my favorite.
I really wish I'd seen that book.
Yeah. He had lots of good stuff. That's mostly it. And then much like Jordan, after I got home, I said, of course I'm done buying things, but wait, Target said, no, here's an impactor for you. So I bought the Siege impactor. I'm done. Back to you.
Right on. Well, last but certainly not least, you know him, you love him. You've probably clicked on quite a few of his videos.
You need a DNA test on that.
Well, Dave, that was probably your best.
Dave, what happened?
He's mine. I paid for him. He's mine.
So,
but I'm not going to drive y'all nuts. Everybody who went to that convention, I'm pretty sure they watched my toy hunt.
Yeah.
Saw my haul on there. But, yeah, I got Ratchet from Extra Zero. He found it, and he found this dude at a Walmart that I frequent, and he found it before me. So I got reviews for Blue Streak Up. somebody who doesn't even watch Transformers or collect Transformers has been bugging me all night about reviewing this guy. I would be more impressed if I was. But, I didn't find this came in from Amazon on Sunday or Monday. When it was
his hip skirt's fixed.
No, I just shoved it back into place and it stayed there. I didn't glue it yet, but it's staying.
That's the kind of night Joe's having, I think.
You make me love it and you make me hate it all at the same time, man.
That's the kind of night Joe's having.
Yeah. No, it's a good action figure. I mean, I don't know when what do people call Storm Collectibles are going to make this particular version. So it'll be a good placeholder in the meantime. And what else did I get? I finally bought the Fortnite Rabbit Raider, and I put that video up as like the box art made me get an idea to make a creepy video because he looked creepy on the box art, and nobody watched it. I don't think I have 100 views yet on that. I bought him because Target was having like all these discounts and whatnot. And I bought something else. Where the hell did I put it? I finally found this guy and bought it.
Roger.
I'm curious if he compacts.
He does, yes.
He does? Oh, shit.
Yes.
I mean, it's no Astrobot.
It feels like nothing is in this box.
Well, yeah, I mean, if that thing had heft to it, I would be shocked.
But what else did I get? Rabbit Raider to Tim. And I think, I feel like I talked about everything else to death. I put these little missile things here as
there you go.
Yeah, actually they'll show me. But I discovered that if you transform this correctly, because there are 2 peg holes in his legs, you can't put that gun in between both of these two.
Well, you can.
Yeah.
You just have to put it off to the side, either one way or the other.
Yeah, it's not wide enough to get pegged by both.
And then because the thing is,
Joe's having.
Striker, oh, Jesus.
There you go.
Striker actually came with 2 guns, and so you can actually fit. Now you can't. Can you? I can't remember. I thought you could fit both guns on there.
That was either breaking news or fake news. What did Jordan remember?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, but you can. Another thing that's kind of undocumented is there's. Oh, I'm small, but you can store the sniper rifle on his back. I'll just send you a picture of how to do it. Or like, see, like that. There's that little post right here, and there's a hole right here. And you can get it on there, and it stays incredibly securely.
Very nice.
You want to store it on his back. You can do it the other way too, if you don't want it to be facing upwards.
Well, yeah, I got a rack of other stuff like. I needed this dude to finish my season 2. Guys,
I'm looking forward to that review because I want to know what you think about him.
I know he was cursing it in the hotel room, but then he was like, he went back and forth between cursing at it and in awe by it.
Yeah, I'm just shocked how much is different from Inferno. But the quality, I don't feel is as good as Inferno.
Really? Wow.
Certain things aggravate me, like the arms didn't peg into the shoulders tightly.
Well, it's because you got a knockoff.
I had to put like a ton of force on it. If it's a knockoff, it's a good quality knockoff because the paint is all there. It's no messiness or nothing. But getting the shoulders to stand was a nightmare.
Yeah, mine doesn't have any issues with the shoulders.
Of course, everybody knows I have this Raptor need to review. Grail from True Star Streamer.
For free.
Thank you so much. If I wasn't around all those people, I would have might have misty eye.
Wait, you got that for free? That was something like Matthew
not
Deluxe with like $200 in hand, looking for that set.
It wasn't free.
It is currently free. Dave is hoping that it's not free.
Until tomorrow. But it was an awesome price that I wasn't willing to pay, though. After that thing came out, it jumped up to $100 and never dropped. And I wasn't going to pay for that.
Getting Baldwin wasn't looking for it.
It's heavy, baby.
I bet the
TFcon.
I bet the scale is going to come out for that one.
Who?
The scale.
Weight measurement.
I got somebody addicted to Diaclone at the convention. I paid for my room via buying him a Diaclone set, and now he's going all in on it. So Lance Park was my roommate at TFcon yet again, and
that must have been the set he was playing with on the floor there in line. He had it was 2 pieces, right? One one was an airplane or something, and one was
I missed those sets. After seeing those, I was like, man, I'd really love to get that Dia Battle set. That's something I'd love to have a discussion for things we regret parting with, because that's one of them. All right, well, I think that covers what everybody got. Let's talk about TFcon. Let's talk about our travels there. For me, it was pretty easy. I took the day off. It was nice. Oh, come on! I made you a fan. Yes, I took Friday off. It was nice. The only thing I regret about my travel is I wish I didn't get there as late as I did. I left around noon. Well, actually, I left around 12:30. I was just, enjoying sleeping in. Had my little excursion to Walgreens. I picked up Modern Warfare, a game I was pretty excited about. Tried installing that, and that ended up taking forever. So we'll at least play like a half hour of it. I ended up leaving around 12:30, and traffic was pretty horrendous. Normally, the drive only takes about an hour, but it ended up taking me about 2.5. So I ended up getting there just about 3 o'clock. But for me, it wasn't too bad getting there. So Matt, you, Joe, and T all went in Joe's Tesla.
Yep, we took a ride to Reston. We took a ride in the future. That car was ridiculous. We also hit traffic. It was at the time it was the World Series traffic, because it was the first game for the Nats at home.
Did he bust out the autopilot on that thing?
He did. For a part of the way, it was driving itself. It's a little unnerving, to tell you the truth. Because
at any point did he just lean and just start having a conversation with T in the back and just eyes completely
pretty
off?
Much, yeah.
That would fuck me up so bad.
The car actually requires you to keep your hand on the wheel, so I mean you can take it off, but after a few seconds it starts flashing a warning, and then a few more seconds it starts flashing an audible warning, and basically says, "Wake up, motherfucker! Put your hands back on the wheel." And you have to. So he just clicks it in and it autopilots, and it's very weird. I don't know if it senses the cars around, or if it actually sends a signal to Elon Musk's cell phone and he remote autopilots it. You know
what I see in the future as a little add-on, little Velcro things that you put on the steering wheel, and you then wear gloves with the Velcro so you can fall asleep with your hands on the wheel.
That doesn't sound like any kind of a good idea.
I just predict cars where you just sit in it and you can't see anything. Well, you might be able to see the road, but it's more like a commuter experience.
So that thing was a smooth ride. It's got a lot of get up and go. We stopped by a charging station that happened to be at the World of Beer. So that sort of
how
worked
convenient.
out. How convenient. That was his idea. So he's the driver. So we really couldn't argue with that. So we picked
the
up
driver wants to drink.
Yeah, the car drives itself, so we're fine, Now the most impressive feature, I think T will go with me on this.
I was waiting for you to get to it.
Say what?
I was waiting for you to get to it.
the most impressive feature of the car is the omnidirectional 4-point fart button that's built into the fucking car. And I shit you not. That's not even a setup for a Dave joke. He has fart mode where you have a directional switch where he can have the fart come from the front seat driver, front seat passenger, back seat driver, back seat passenger.
And it could
Who
be
the
at the
fuck
top or the
designed that? Are
bottom.
they on LSD?
Have you watched the Joe Rogan podcast where Elon Musk gets really, really high?
Yeah. It's not hard to believe that that's came from that dude. But that's not a joke. It really does have a fart button mode.
I don't think it necessarily has to be farts. It could be other sounds, but farts is more.
We were only introduced to the fart mode. So if there's anything else, we don't know about it, and that's all conjecture on our part.
See, I'd love to get a Tesla and just like go somewhere and like have it point like like Lex's mom, and just like have nobody be in on it, and like so the whole car ride they're like angry at her for farting.
And this is the car for it. So that was our trip.
I want to spend $100,000. I want to spend $100,000 to frame people for farting.
The car can totally sense things around it. Like on the screen, it completely showed in real time the cars riding around the cars in the distance between his car and the other cars. It was nuts.
Yeah, it basically has a readout on the screen. Part of it is showing you the traffic around you, and it identifies what kind of vehicle it is and shows a graphic that depicts that vehicle. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Just some of the features built in are crazy, and the fact that it's like it's always running. He was talking about his wife saying how, could you go start the car and get the heat going? He's like, the car's always ready to go. Like there's no starting the car. It's just you get in and you go.
Are we getting fucking sponsored for this?
Like when you open the door, the window comes down a little bit so it has clearance, and then when he sits down in the driver's seat, the wheel actually moves into place and adjusts to him. It's ridiculous. So anyway, we got in the car of the future and we drove to Reston, and we got there. What time do you think we get there, T? About 2:30? Yeah, sometime around 2:30. And that was our arrival. Dave, you're the one with the huh?
I said we didn't get there. I was going to say we got there too early, but we didn't because we got the hookup with Matt Deluxe. Sorry,
you don't even know what's going on, do you?
I'm having a brain.
So you guys went to what was it? Ted Bulletin's?
Yeah. Well, before we get that far, I want to hear about Dave. We never really heard about Dave's journey, so I want to hear how that went.
Yeah, I got on the road late. I wanted to get on the road about 10:30. But I had to get my hair cut, and I went to 3 places. First 2 had like hour-long waits, and I was like, screw that. And so finally got my hair cut and hit the road at about 11:45. And it's about a 4.5-hour drive from North Carolina to where Reston was, with the last half hour just being 15 freaking miles. Because it's Virginia.
Right.
Yeah, Virginia traffic's the worst.
Didn't you have to go to the hood to get a haircut?
Yeah, not quite the hood, but it might as well have been. I mean, as I said, I just walked in. I found the oldest guy there, and I said, so you know what the fuck you're doing, right? And everyone high-fived me and said I was welcome to come back anytime. So, but yeah, I got there at about 4:30, and that drive back was even more horrendous because I went to visit my mom, so that was 5.5 hours. I got home at 9 o'clock that night.
And Dave, who was there?
And it just reminds me why I don't like driving.
Who was there when you arrived to greet you in the lobby? The first sight that you saw.
Dude, it was you were the man. It was you, sir. It was like you could hear the music, the light, the whole hotel. I could have cared less. I didn't see any. I just saw Matt's smiling face, man.
All of a sudden, we were in a field. I don't know where that came from.
I got the broest of bro hugs from that guy.
That's right. That's right. I give the hug. The hug giver.
He gave the hugs.
Tender-hearted hug giver.
Then I saw Joe. Yeah,
and Joe was there. He basically just like, fuck Joe. he shoved him down the stairs. It was a good time.
Jordan was already in line. He didn't want him to leave his spot. So.
Well, yeah, we were the first in line for the dealer room. So I was like overwhelmed. Well, so not the dealer room really, but the registration / the special event. Where they basically, if you bought the VIP tickets, what did this go on sale? March?
Yeah, for $100 because all of us in the group were the big ballers. Got the VIP.
I'm still phantom feeling that wristband on me.
Oh man, I was struggling to sleep with that thing on, and like when they let me put it on, I wish I had put it on looser than I did.
That's what she said.
All right. So I was in line. I was a little overwhelmed, and it's like it'd been like a minute since I last saw Lance. I've seen so many familiar faces, and was Lance. This is a point of
I didn't even know this. I could see it. I could hear you two arguing about it.
Yeah.
You know what? No. I have been confirmed by many women that Lance is always first.
Was it many women? Was it many?
Sorry, manly.
And we saw those too.
Lance, do I have permission to tell that story?
If you have to ask, I'm gonna say
no. I have to ask permission to tell that story. We were in the elevator, and he told a story about an ex, and it just got really awkward in the elevator.
How many people were in there with you?
I mean, the elevators were full all weekend. So.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
But yeah, well, we'll just say we were first in line. I caught up with Bolt Matrix, so
He's awesome.
Matt's a really good dude. And we were talking, and then of course he was getting bombarded by people because people were recognizing him all weekend, and we were in the middle of trying to catch up. So then I was flagging people over, like I think that's how I got you to come over. I was like, Dave, you need to meet Bolt Matrix. I know you wanted to meet him.
I've been wanting to meet that guy, dude. That guy is like freaking.
Yeah, he's good. Dude.
Even if he did kill me in his dealer room video.
He did, but it happened.
I didn't see that yet. Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Yes, he did. He RIPs me.
I will say, Jordan, there's something you said that sticks out is that when you first get there, at least for the first day or so, like it is overwhelming as hell because especially if you've been in the collecting for a little bit and people, like having folks basically come out of the woodwork from every angle that at least know of you or you've met before, like it's a lot coming at you at once. I mean, it's a very different experience than just kind of like casually going in. It's interesting, man.
It was insane for me just because I know a lot of you guys. Jesus, quit doing that. I'm short enough.
You need a booster seat for this show.
I mean, a lot of you guys are local to each other, so seeing some of these guys was just like so surreal. So I mean, seeing you guys, I mean, just Lance we've had on the show, Sportimus, God, Mark 44. I said goodbye to that guy like 4 times.
Yeah.
Antoine, oh dear God. It was just, as you said, it was crazy overwhelming of like him, they're there.
So,
and it was interesting too. Like every time we went for a meal, we started with 4 or 5 and ended up at the restaurant with 8 or 9. Like it's just that's just the way it went down,
So, since I have Lance's permission before we lose sight of it, we were riding the elevator, and he was talking about an ex-girlfriend, and the story. He was just talking about an awkward ex-girlfriend. He goes, "Yeah, but she's a dude now," and there's like a full elevator. And it was like so awkward. And then this one lady just started laughing and broke the silence. So to talk about the manly girlfriend.
It's very fitting.
And he just goes, well, what? It happened.
No,
like,
one thing I'm upset at that I did when I came down there to get in the line and I saw Extra Zero and Lance and Bolt Matrix all standing there. I stood there talking to them for a second, but then I realized that it was a line So I did the right thing and got to the end of the line. I should have just stayed there. Nobody would have said nothing to me.
They at least did have enough exclusives for the VIPs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was
where who counted.
Yeah, that was nice to know. I think like it did. So for anybody that didn't get to go to the convention and didn't know how it worked out, I mean, the VIPs, there were 100 of us, and they gave us our black wristbands, and so they brought us in that line, and it was only one exclusive per person. They marked your wristband as soon as you came in, so you couldn't get back in. So if you had second thoughts, you had to wait till the next morning.
Yeah, you dealt with it tomorrow.
Yeah. But I don't think anything sold out because the next morning they still had a few of the they had a small pile of the black Sphinx out.
They had a lot.
Did they?
Yeah, it lasted a good bit of the day.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean that's good because I would rather as many people that wanted to get it got it. And I remember I came out because we were the first three out of the room, and I was like, "Hey, they have the surprise exclusive," and this one woman goes, "No spoilers."
Jordan was like, "Shield your eyes."
I was just trying to get Lance to incite a riot.
You were doing that shit all weekend. You were seeing how much fuel in the fire wherever we went. He's like, "How can I get people to riot?" Why is that the first thing you think of?
I was trying to get Lance to go down like the regular line and be like, "I can't believe I bought the last one."
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, got to be that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like like wouldn't you want to know like what the surprise exclusive was? And I mean, I held out after the third party panel. Be like, well, are they gonna do?
That was fun.
Yeah, are they gonna do another one? They should have had Wheelie's mom for sale.
Yeah, it looked finished, didn't it?
It did look finished.
I still wouldn't have bought it.
No. Well, as finished as it.
I wouldn't have either.
No, I don't like the look of that one. I get what they're going for, but that's not for me.
Yeah.
Now the Chrome Dome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And confirmed rewind.
The Wheelie's mom exclusive, that should have actually be a convention exclusive.
It should
I think that would have been a perfect convention exclusive.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's a question real quick, not to sidetrack too far, but fuck that. Is there any exclusives that came out this last weekend that you feel should have been a wider release? And I know they're all going to be on PSX or Chosen Primes. Is there anyone that you think just should have been a standard release?
Closest would have been this one.
Yeah.
Senator Rat Pat.
Senator Rat Pat definitely should have been a standard.
This is, if you don't have it, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is one of the few ones where I'm like, I feel my collection. This is like, well, I love purple and black, so it's like I needed this.
Yeah.
Is this guy totally exclusive?
Yeah. Yeah. Both of them are.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They'll be online.
So this makes sense as an exclusive. It's a new head, new paint scheme, slightly modified gun.
This guy's in the comics.
Yeah,
so
he's
much.
a comic character.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of new tooling. He's got new weapons. He's got new wings. He's got new molding on the legs. Brand new head.
He's got a new attitude.
And that. Yeah, this dude should have been a regular release.
Yeah.
And they may end up being so available that it works out the same. I kind of feel like that's how some of these things are going.
Though it killed me when I saw this guy. He was like, what, 110? And then then they had the Deadpool version of this mold for 150. Yeah. I was like, listen, if you wanted to do that in the dealer's room, I could almost see that. But when you have them right next to each other in that exclusive room, I'm like, come on.
It's a little bit of heartache there.
We'll
get to that.
We'll get to that. Tell Dave to check Twitter.
Oh, Jesus. I still want a freaking Astrobot.
I think the G2 Planet X fit as an exclusive.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Think so.
I mean, I man, I know you kind of like the weird one-offs.
Well, that's not for that one though. That I wanted a Planet X Grimlock. I didn't want to pay for the overpriced for the ones that were.
You, Lance.
for the older releases for it that were harder to come by. And then it was the Grimlock that I wanted from the design that I wanted, and it was an exclusive, so it kind of crossed off all the boxes. So that was a one-off for me, like you said. I just went with it. I'm not going to get any of the other ones. I don't care if they release anybody else in G2 colors from Planet X. It's just the one I wanted.
Yeah. I think the exclusives this year worked really well. I would argue, having the Planet X Grimlock in G2 colors is kind of weird.
Yeah.
It works as a convention exclusive. I don't know how I feel about having 2 Mirages. I would have, if they're going to do a black repaint, I would have rather they had done Saltus, the Springer, because I think that mold would look really good in black. I get what they were going for with the Halloween, and the packaging for this guy is just top notch.
Point,
yeah. I know, Dave, you got yours available.
Hold on, real quick. This is important because I just wrote on here. I just wrote on here that is saying how the TFcon exclusives sucked. Because I said that 2 weeks ago. I just wrote that on here.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, do it.
You're eating your own words.
I got you.
I'm just eating those words right there. I'm just saying right now, I was freaking wrong.
I think they had something for everybody. I mean,
yes. That's a good way to put it.
If we go back to LA had the G2 Screamer, and
I'm gonna regret that.
What did they have from MMC? Did MMC have anything
last time? That was
they had Inferno.
Well, they had Make Toys had Inferno, Delta Magnus, and the G2 Screamer. I can't remember what MMC had. I didn't.
Deadpool?
Well, no, that was Toronto. Toronto was the Deadpool, and it was Deadpool, and they had Zinnia.
I don't honestly remember.
And that what was that other one that was based on like a super robot?
That was from Chicago.
Yeah, that was Chicago last year.
That.
So they had Zinnia, the G2 Deadpool, they had Zinnia. They had the Deadpool homage, which was the Shattered Glass Drift. They had G2 Drag Strip. So TFcon LA. So only 3 at Toronto.
So just looking back at my display case, why have they not repainted? I know they've done a retool, but why have they not repainted and had some kind of exclusive release for Impactor's mold?
That's a good question.
I'm sure there's something you can do with it. I mean, what up with that?
That's a really good question.
I was gonna throw and suggest a character that it could be redesigned in, but I'm drawing a blank. So that's that. So as far as the
animated Blitzwing.
What is it?
Animated Blitzwing.
For Impactor? That could maybe. It's not a triple changer though.
Not a triple changer, but still.
I mean, they could
have the head, have the different faces. Yeah.
They could do an IDW styled Warpath pretty easily.
Yeah, there you go. So everybody here got the VIP tickets, and we talked about this kind of towards the end of the show. The 2 things that the VIP tickets really did, for an extra $50, you got the weekend pass, and then you got the early line for exclusives. And I guess also another perk of that is that it's a shorter line for registration, where they basically came down the line for us and registered us, as opposed to that crazy line that they had off in another room for everybody else. So that's kind of a perk too in my book. And then the third thing is that you get your own special early access line. Well, not early, but the first dibs line for the dealer room opening on Saturday. So you got 2 different lines. They let us in first, then they let the general populace that stayed for the weekend passes in next. And then 2 hours later, the general public was allowed in. So, and I asked everybody then if they felt like the extra $50 was worth all that. I think you guys said the general consensus is that yes, you thought it was worth it as long as the exclusives were good enough. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I would agree.
Which is hard to do because we don't know when we buy the tickets in March or April, we don't know what the exclusives are for months. So we didn't, this show, we didn't know until the fucking day before what they all were.
Well, yeah, we had those rolling in. I know that Senator Ratbat came in first. And funny enough, the first exclusive that was revealed didn't even make the convention.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so the G2 Death Wish, which was X-Transbot's Dead End, Toy Dojo / Ages 3 and Up, they kind of had a combined effort at the combined table this year. I talked to Eddie from Toy Dojo, and I said, "Hey, what's up with this? I thought this was supposed to be available." They're like, yeah, they didn't ship it to us in time.
I'm wondering if there wasn't some problem with it that they held back on.
Well, the funny thing is over in like the third party display that they had in the back corner. He was present. They had the G2 Menasor,
yeah,
and he was there, on display, and it wasn't like hand painted.
Did you take a look at that thing? Because that shit looked rough.
It was 3D printed.
That was a lot of that was hand painted and 3D printed.
Yeah. So
not saying that the design looked rough. I just mean the prototype that was in that case.
It was a CAD. It was a CAD 3D print.
Right.
Yeah. So
the color was hideous, by the way.
That's G2, but
positively hideous. It didn't come together at all.
Let me get my pictures sent to myself, and I'll.
You needed something to kind of pull it all together. Just kind of pull it all together.
Oop, the thunderstorms are here.
Oh, it's just getting to you. That's why I put this headset on, because I couldn't hear.
Yeah, it's just now getting to me.
Here, let me. I'm gonna send the pictures of some of the stuff to myself, so we can go through it.
Just put it off the figure action page. I should have enough on there. I took a ton of pictures, and they're on our Facebook group.
The one thing that disappointed me. One thing that disappointed me that wasn't there was, he was there, but not there to purchase. The Make Toys Dirge, whatever his fake name is.
That's true. That was there. So that does include. That does mean these guys are still alive.
Ish.
Right, and that thing went around to, reviewers. The sample went around, so we know it's out. We know it's coming. I mean,
was Vangelis there?
No, he wasn't.
I didn't see him. I heard someone early on say he was there, but I think that was unconfirmed rumor.
I thought he was supposed to be there.
Yeah,
so
somebody told me Emgo was there. I was like, no. It would have been a riot.
Emgo wasn't there.
Lord knows we had to beat him off you with a stick.
To a certain extent, thank God. Everybody was normal for the most part that came up to me.
For the most part?
But like 90, let's say 98%.
So I know you've said you've had people recognize you here and there out and about. Is that the first time you've kind of been surrounded by it? Like people that a good portion of the populace around you knew who you were?
Yeah, like at Baltimore Comic Con, I think I had like about 3 people.
Okay.
But at this convention, it was like a steady stream of people throughout the day.
Yeah. So that was weird for you? Like you're not used to that kind of notoriety?
No, it was. I expected it. Like not to pat myself on the back or nothing.
No, right. But I mean, you've got almost 14,000 subscribers, so that you're bound to know. Yeah. And we're running in that circle of people that would subscribe, so it makes sense that you would run into them. And
definitely, and the people that really love like high end stuff, I expected them to be here. So I know they watch my fans' toys and whatnot, Masterpiece reviews.
They don't just watch them; they click the video.
Yeah.
Did anybody come up singing to you, singing that song?
No, I think somebody mentioned it. But my favorite thing was the people that remembered reviews that I didn't do.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Like that one girl also thought you were at Chicago.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Chan. I don't care. She made freaking awesome baked goods.
Special baked goods?
Oh, you didn't get any of that cake, did you?
No.
Oh.
I was stuffed.
Reese's this peanut butter cake. Oh my God, I needed a shot of insulin after that.
I did not.
I wanted to taste that, but I was stuffed from dinner and whatnot.
Stuff from dinner? You had a bowl and a half of soup.
Yeah, I think T-Man's the only person I know that would go to an Asian restaurant and like a Chinese and Thai restaurant, orders the chicken noodle soup.
That was because I was still full from lunch we had earlier.
But they did screw up your order totally. Like
they didn't lie to your face.
Yeah, it said chicken noodle soup on the menu. Because when you said the chicken noodle soup, I looked at it and I was like, do they have chicken noodle soup here? Like I was kind of in disbelief because I would have thought it would have been like egg drop soup or something.
Right.
Then they come out with like the wonton soup.
Yeah, that's kind of what they gave me.
Yeah, had mushrooms in it.
It was supposed to be pho. It was supposed to be chicken pho.
I mean, chicken pho, you can call that chicken noodle soup if you want.
It's close enough.
I think it said it said chicken noodle, and then it said pho at the end.
Yeah, but like what they gave you at first, that definitely wasn't anywhere near.
Yeah, it was wonton.
She rolled a bluff check on that. Let me tell you,
Mm-hmm.
that was rolling a bluff check.
Because I was like, I've never seen chicken noodle soup with mushrooms and wonton in it, and she was like, "No, that's chicken noodle soup."
Mm-hmm. Then they just casually brought me the right one.
Yeah.
And
she did apologize.
They messed up your order.
Yeah,
I'm like,
she did come back
shit.
And fess up. And she was kind of cute, so sorry.
Yeah, it was good. Both things were good anyway. Officially, he didn't. Meg, if you're ever watching this, he was super duper good.
He was. I mean, you know what? I'm not even gonna. I was gonna mess.
He was scared of that chip. He was afraid of that implant, and his neck was gonna explode.
Oh God, please don't hurt me.
It wasn't. I mean, I don't think it was the implant as much as the little red dot that kept following around the back of his head everywhere.
Yeah, I saw that a couple times. I was like, man, I better get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
It's only when that one girl dressed as Megatron was around.
I didn't even look at her.
He was around. She was definitely there.
I was afraid that this come out. Now, I'd get beat.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm always good.
Alexis apparently is almost as bad as Meg. Is almost as bad as my Meg.
Nah, she's not. She knows I don't have.
Nah, she's not that bad.
I just like to give her a hard time because she'll listen to this. She'll be like, "I'll fucking do that."
And now she's gonna say, "I don't sound like that."
I know. And then she'll like do like the hands on the hip impression of me, like it looks like Obi-Wan standing on top of a mountain. I'm like, I better not fucking do anything else because I don't want to lose three limbs right now. But
so what we got here?
Anyway, these are some of the pictures I took. This is the MMC table and the display cabinets they had for third parties, so we can kind of go through it. So these two dudes, they look pretty much done. And the cool part is as massive as these guys are, their price points aren't too bad.
What was it?
180 for both.
Sub 200 's pretty good.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, right.
But they're big, they're heavy, and you need them to complete the DJD.
And their Carnifex was their reissue Carnifex was $210, so that's a pretty decent price considering. And I got to flip back real quick.
Which one are y'all buying then?
Jordan is. I'm out of the MMC ones.
Yeah.
But to credit for Iron Factory, when you flashed this picture up, I was like, well, why is he showing pictures of the Iron Factory Helix?
Yeah.
And it's not, because it's the big one. But I will say Helix looks like he's ready to be released any day now.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other Tesserus is not. You could tell he's still kind of rough, but he's definitely closer. That's the closest we've ever seen.
He wasn't painted at all, but
no.
He looks completely realized. Helix will probably come out at the beginning of 2020. So hopefully, I'll just put him on my birthday list.
That Iron Factory one was fun.
Yeah. Fans Toys had stuff on display, and it's funny, nobody's really talking about it. And their stuff looked done. So
yeah, completely.
Here. Yeah. I'm surprised T didn't just like put his fist through the display cabinet and just
I wanted to do that for Braun. Braun looked amazing.
Yes. Yeah. I'm excited for that Braun.
The Warpath got my attention.
Which one? The Warpath?
The Warpath.
Yeah. Yeah, the Warpath.
And you know how and you all know how I feel about Fans Toys.
You love it.
I'm very nonplussed.
I mean, the only thing that the one thing out of the gate that Warpath has going for it is that it's probably not worse than Bag Cubes in transformation.
True.
I mean, I say probably. They could always pull it off, but they've got a high bar to reach for that, because I know that's one of the most lamented transformations I've ever seen in a video from people.
You
And I've never
almost
done
can't
it.
transform without breaking it.
Yeah. So, but that Braun is looks fantastic. I'm super pumped about that release.
Even the Goose, and I don't really care about the aerial bots too much, but he looked amazing too.
Yeah. Now, I will say too is that there was a definite lack of prototypes and display cabinets for the early stuff, for the protos. I remember past conventions, it's usually 3, 4, 5, 6 cabinets full of stuff, and this year it was what, 2 or 3? It was 3.
2. Or no, yeah, it was 3.
It was 3. Yeah.
I don't know why my pictures got out of order like this, but
you're trying to find that big Optimus was over there with that with the Fans Toy stuff.
Yeah, so
he was
well, they also had the Make Toy. I'm sorry, the MMC Star Convoy, and he looks practically ready to move into production.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised they didn't have Swindle or Blast off there, and Onslaught looks done too.
I thought Swindle would be there for sure, but he wasn't.
But they all look really, really good.
That set is looking so tempting. That set is looking so tempting. I tell you,
I'm getting them for my standalone bots.
I asked if I could hold Onslaught in the torso mode. That thing was solid. I gave him the full shaking baby.
The Vortex is great. So, I mean, if you want to get,
I want to see his name.
Nemeno.
Oh, like the surgery.
Nemo.
Yes, right?
Yeah, the first M is silent. The first M is silent. Yeah, so this was, so when we first got there, they had this standout with the signage, but it didn't have a prototype on it. So everybody was wondering what was going on with that. And then partway through Saturday, they added the prototype.
Yeah, right before the third party panel.
Yeah. Which is what they tend to do. And I don't know if that was a timing thing, shipping wise on it, or someone was bringing it, or if they were just hiding it until. But they didn't actually feature this during the third party panel, so
which is crazy.
Which I have to imagine it's just a timing thing. But that thing looks. I'm out of reformatted collecting them, and I'm getting that Chrome Dome.
I never read Lost Light.
Yeah,
I know, shocking. I just saw that as a solid figure, and I want that.
And we know that that Rewind is coming from the accessories with Chrome Dome. It was revealed on, I think it was PSX or Mastermind's Facebook page, some of the accessories with this, and one of them is a holding hands alternate hand for him with a smaller hand clasped together with the holding hand. So it's gonna so Rewind is definitely coming out.
So then they also had a placeholder for this, the Azala protoform, and we were like, what the hell is Azala protoform?
Yeah.
And so if anybody's wondering what this figure is based on, it's actually based off of the original toy prototype for RC. So
look at those eyes.
That should have been an exclusive.
I 100% agree. This should be an exclusive. They should move it to be a TFcon exclusive. I can't see a lot of people having, In fact, when we were in the third party panel, I'm sitting there and I go, man, you know what that looks like? I said to Lance, I was like, that looks like, it looks like Wheelie's mom. And he just like goes, it looks like Wheelie's mom.
Yeah, he promptly stole the joke from you.
I wish
it looks like Rainbow Sherbet.
Yeah, here you go.
Not gonna lie, me and T-Man had the best seats in the house for that panel.
I was sitting next to you guys.
That's what made them the best seats.
Oh, I feel bad.
You were there.
There you go. Moving on to the third party, the other stuff that they had in the display cases. This bike, this Mohican, this looks awesome. This just looks absolutely awesome.
How much is he?
They didn't have a price. He's tiny. It doesn't look like there's a lot in engineering, so I hope he's cheap.
I hope
Who's the
it's
company?
40 or less.
It's a new company. It's Transcraft. But
Mhm.
I'm curious. I'm curious if that's just Alien Attack by another name.
Well, that's not helping.
Which was X Transbots by another name.
That's what this. Yeah, that's not helping right now because Alien Attack did not get good reviews out in the field.
No. But again, there's just we've been seeing new stuff pop up from brand new companies, which has been kind of odd. Now that was on display in the
Artist Alley.
That was from Grim Loctinus. This was easily one of the most impressive things that I saw in the I lost my screen. In the
Artist Alley.
Artist Alley. Yeah, we'll get back to the
didn't
Artist
make
Alley.
me
I have a bit to say about the Artist Alley. It was
T, how much would you pay for that Mohawk?
40 or less.
yeah, I think
it's-
that's about.
It's 50.
Yeah.
I think that's
Okay.
that's
Okay.
fine.
That means we can get it somewhere for less than 50.
Probably.
Civil Warrior. I don't know that I really want to sell my Spark toys. I don't know what I need to part with my Spark toys. At this point, I think this.
Go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say at this point, I think the Spark toy stuff is kind of rare, and it's. I don't know. This just looks too svet compared to what's already out there.
You're an
Here's the
Optimus
thing, like,
hoarder. You're going to have both of them.
And the trailer combination, they ripped off. I don't say ripped off. They pulled the same design as Galaxy Force Prime with how
Yeah.
that trailer combines, which I don't think is a bad thing, by the way. That cleans up very well in the back. So I could, and then those Spark toys, are they still available?
No, they're not. They're pretty
So
rare at
they're-
this point.
So that means, yeah, I'd keep your Spark toys, but I can definitely see a market for this for people who missed out on that and really like this
Yeah.
design.
I guess
That's pretty much exactly what I was going to say. Is that they differentiate themselves enough. Even if Spark toys were still available, I'd say with the trailer and the gimmick, that's enough to kind of lend this thing a little bit of its own ballpark for coexisting with Spark toys.
these Kang toys. I've heard rumors. This is a Predacon. This is this Rampage? I can't tell.
Yeah, I wish they weren't jet black.
Yeah, it's hard to
Yeah.
tell.
I'm
don't know
keeping
why
my
my,
finger on the pulse on those things because I love Predacons. So
I want that.
Apologize.
Horrible.
I sent these pictures myself and they're all out of order. But this Fans Hobby Minerva, that looked really good. And Fans Hobby's pretty good. I don't want to say pretty good. Fans Hobby's really good quality. So I'm looking forward to this.
I got my
And-
first. No, I don't. Never mind. That's Fans Project is what I got.
nah.
Yeah, that purple crotch with the purple leg, that drives me up the wall.
Well, I mean, it's a G2 one at least, right? I'm
I'm
feeling,
more surprised it doesn't have the car chest like a blackjack type thing.
but you did see they're doing the car version. I'm sorry, they're doing the toy version. In fact,
This is the toy version, right?
this is the G2 version. Yeah, this is the G2 version, but it's got the tune detailing, which kind of surprises me because the G2 versions, they were only just toys, whereas they're now and it quietly went on sale. The toy version of Breakdown was available at the Toy Dojo booth. So it's kind of weird that they're doing this. They're like animation models in G2 colors when the G2 figures only resemble the toy models. That's why with like the G2 Mirage, he's got the toy face on.
I just can't get excited on this.
I don't know. I like the color schemes on the G2 stuff. But
Cool.
I'm probably exactly. It's like I'm a niche market for it. That's why I really wish they would have had the
You're the problem.
yeah, right.
Hey,
I
We're all the problem.
really wish they would have had the G1 colors on display there. I think that the size of this thing, so like this picture doesn't do it justice. It's every bit as big and impressive in person as the Zeta combiners. So I think if you want to get the fans toys ones to be your individual bots, I think you're going in the right route.
Hey, can I touch on that Zeta combiner thing?
Yeah.
Looking at that, the Ocular Max Bruticus, and then walking around the corner and seeing a Zeta Bruticus, I was like, holy crap, that thing looks way better than I remember. And I saw it in person.
Wait, which one?
Your Zeta Bruticus.
So you think the Zeta one looks good?
Yes. Like, and when it was in that case, that was the Zeta Bruticus over there where
Yes.
Yeah, an Agabus. Yeah. And they had
Agabus. That thing was humongous.
Yeah.
Okay. Tangent.
Go ahead.
Agabus, Chosen Prime. Who had the better display?
Agabus, hands down.
Agabus.
Yeah. And shout out to Jason Lowry. He actually did those displays.
That was his collection, his personal.
Oh shit.
He said how nervous he was standing there trying to keep tabs on all of his stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him.
Dude, that is super fan right there.
But they couldn't open the glass though, right?
Well, no, but
I'm
still,
sure someone
people could
try.
bump it.
Yeah.
You know,
And they
that,
did.
They did. Because Cup fell over. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
He
He's
did.
my
He
favorite thing
said,
in there.
He said, oh.
So. Oh yeah, for this Kang Toys Predaking, one of the things I like is that the hands actually make this little crab. I think that's
I love
neat.
that. I absolutely love that. And I said,
With the
I've
feet.
got my eye on these. I've got my, I want to see when the first figure comes out how the reviews are. If they're solid, I might actually have to consider giving my MMC one, the pasture.
I don't know. I'm keeping the MMC one because of the scale, but I'm looking for a G1 masterpiece scale with the G1 detailing. These are a little too overly detailed for my tastes.
Yeah, they look like IDW.
Yeah.
But that hand gimmick is really cool.
It is.
That is an elegant solution.
Smart.
I could totally see that in fiction too. The crab thing always crawling around them when they do the combination, it jumps up. Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
I like it.
Here's my brawn. I love that thing.
Oh, we're gonna get to
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So back to fans toys. I wanted all of these. Like I've got all of them on pre-order. I was on the fence about the Brawn, but seeing it in person, I want all of them.
I thought Wow Rider would be available.
Yeah, I think Goose is going to be the next one. But
And I thought somebody was coming before him.
I really want the Warpath. That Warpath, seeing it in person. I don't want to transform it. But
nobody wants to transform fans toys.
They're the only company that can give Bad
Right.
Cube's Warpath a run for its money.
But it looks. I like the scale to the Brawn. Short of the transformation being like rage inducing.
Yeah.
But it's fans toys. They'll find a way.
Fans toys.
Yeah, his arm probably unhinges and kaleidoscopes down, and then wraps around
with the slide.
Yes.
But only in one very specific way. Any other way, and it explodes in your hand.
Interesting. That
I don't like his torso.
It's still prototype stage.
Yeah, it's still prototype. I think Fans Hobby, when they get their stuff painted, it looks good. I mean, you got to remember that torso, it's got to split into arms. But
I don't remember the grill chest being so high away from his crotch.
Where's mine?
Your crotch?
I think it's pretty toy accurate. I think it's pretty toy accurate to Bendy Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy I don't want for combined mode. I wish they were just selling actually no. I wish they had gutted the combined mode and just made a better base.
Is that final?
No. I heard somebody say it was. They're like, yeah, he's just
he has no paint.
But I've seen their mock-up pictures where he's got like the chest fully painted, and there's no way that's final.
Oh yeah. That looks better to me.
Yeah.
I don't really care about him, but it does look better.
I don't know why people were bitching about the shiny paint on him. I think That looks good. I really wish my pictures were in order. But yeah, going back to that.
What was the most impressive thing that you saw? Prototype and pre-release stuff wise.
For me,
impressive could mean anything to you. Whatever one.
Are we gonna? Well, no, we'll save that for last. But
yeah, not from the panel.
Yeah,
what was there? What was
person.
tangible and in person?
Yeah,
I gotta say, I really gotta say, it had to have been the Warpath, just because it's like they did it. This is nice. This is like really. Actually, no, it wasn't impressive. Now that I think about it, no, it wasn't impressive. Just actually, no. Going back, it was seeing the last two members of the DJD like done and ready, near ready. Because I know that I'm going to have that shelf, and that's going to be like a big check mark off of my collection. And just seeing the size of those guys and the price point, that was the most impressive for me. And I guess the Star Convoy and the Bruticus looked really good too.
No,
Dave, how about you?
I have to say it's the Chrome Dome, because I had no idea that it was Chrome Dome.
Yeah.
So, and I just really, because again, I don't read the fiction.
Sure.
But I just thought that was just an awesome looking toy.
Chrome Dome gets a ton of time in the spotlight in the fiction. Ton of time.
I know he does. I mean, I know he does.
Yeah.
But I've read the synopsis, but never actually read the book, so I haven't seen too much of the art for the style on that one.
Read the book.
You read the books.
Know.
Yeah, they're good. T.
I read some of it. For me, and I don't even care about Star Convoy, but that white prototype looked amazing. And besides that, Braun, like I already said, something just kept drawing me to that. He just looked amazing.
Immaculate, yeah.
Yes.
I'd have to say
Star Convoy looked good.
Yes. I'd have to say for me, I didn't talk about it, but I think the most impressive looking in hand in person was the combined all together, all in one MMC's Bruticus.
Yeah.
That thing is going to be amazing. I'd have to say for something that I'm personally interested in getting would have to be with Dave. It's the Chrome Dome. That thing looks really, really nice.
I like how they had the toy options for the Bruticus. I'm not sure how I feel about them doing the two different releases, but it was neat to see how.
I can't believe they already have an upgrade kit on the market for it. It's like,
it's not on the market yet, but I mean,
but they're already saying,
coming.
oh, by the way, and you're getting an upgrade kit. It's like, well, why don't you just wrap it in with it all?
Right. For the people that are getting the toy version, incentivize them, because I think that the market for people that are collecting the toy versions versus those that want G1 cartoon accuracy, it's a more niche market.
I'm usually a cartoon accuracy person, but that silver chest version looked way better to me.
Oh yeah.
And all combined, I did have an issue with the way the torso looked. It kind of gave me Combiner Wars vibes, where the torso is very skinny and then the arms and legs are bulky. I was like, nah. But in the panel, when they showed showed it from the front all together, it looked better than what I saw in person.
Yeah. So T, I gotta ask, when you walked in that place, this was like your first TFcon. What was? Dave, you've done Charlotte before, right?
I did Shardacon. I didn't actually do
okay.
TFcon. I did not do TFcon. This is my first TFcon as well.
Oh. So when you walked in there, I wasn't with you. What was it like for you to like have that many Transformers and those sort of displays all in one place?
Overwhelming, to the point where I was walking to the wrong area instead of getting in line for the exclusives. I was picking up. I was trying to figure out what I wanted. I picked up X-Transbot's dead end because I still need him, and then I asked about. I was like, "Do y'all have the bulkhead over here?" And he was like, "Oh, I don't know. It's over there. You better go get in that line." I was like, "Oh, I threw him back on the shelf and got in the line for Nate." But it was impressive seeing all that, especially all Transformers. Like typically at other conventions, Transformers will just be that one little hole in the wall section, and everything else is just Marvel and DC.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you go to like a Comic-Con too. That's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
That little cramped area where you were trying to see the toon colored Optimus and Megatron. That's all they would have at Baltimore Comic-Con for Transformers.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And they'll have like it's always like Hunt for the Decepticons figures.
Yeah.
Is what we always see
and
there.
They'd be extremely expensive.
Yeah, I felt bad for like whoever's running that storefront because like the people that were hanging out in there were not buying it in. They're just kind of loitering and talking Transformers. Like into these big open hallways. Like, why don't you guys just like step out so people can browse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't have common sense sometimes.
Yeah.
And I was bumped. I was bumped
What?
so many times, and nobody said excuse me.
That is like the fourth time I've heard you bitch about that. Like,
yeah, because I just couldn't believe it. Now it's very crowded in there, so I expect to be bumped. Especially if you got like a little backpack. But I expect people to say excuse me.
It's better than it was in 2017. Like they had less retailers, and I guess we got to talk about the notable absences. Like Toy Hacks wasn't there, and TF Source wasn't there.
Yep.
Which was kind of odd.
The TF Source, I don't think was anything like sinister. If I remember correctly, I believe one of the show organizers said that there was some confusion with registering, and they didn't register in time.
Yeah.
I think that was just a clerical paperwork snafu is why they were there.
Yeah, because there was speculation because remember TF Source got into that whole issue with like people's credit card information leaking out. I know Robert D had made a comment about that. He's like, well, if TF Source was here, I wouldn't be paying by credit card. I'm like, well.
Robert.
We'll get to Robert. We got to talk about the people. We got to talk for the people.
The people were nice.
People were great. Even if that one guy did have a Cobra Cane.
Cobra Cane. No. I mean, we'll just wrap up final thoughts in the dealer room. I thought the dealer room this year was okay. I think Agabus and Chosen Prime had their best booths yet, and it was great for finding like stuff that was new. I think the biggest difference between 2017 and 2019 is when I went in 2017, there was a lot of stuff that was like new exposure for me. I didn't have interest in it until I saw it firsthand. Like the, we were talking a lot about the cross dimension stuff, and now it's just like I have so much exposure, and I see so many things firsthand that it's just like, got that, doesn't interest me, I'll get that down the pike. I had the vast majority of stuff, and I'm like, man, I have a problem here. Like everybody was like, their jaws dropping over that winged dragon over in the Agabus booth, the Transmetal 2 Megatron. And I'm like,
beautiful.
Yeah, because like T, you were really looking at it. You're like, man, that thing's awesome. I'm like, yeah, I got that.
Yeah, that's a good problem to have.
Mm-hmm.
My only time I could experience that was when I was in the chug areas or the movie toy area.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I own that. Let me get out of here.
Don't need that.
I sold you. on that. Toy Jojo area was awesome. They had some great people there.
Very good people.
Well, we'll talk to people. Yeah. Pake was really awesome. It was nice to see him. Talk to him. Actually, I saw him in 2017, but we didn't know each other. And now it was like, oh, we know each other. And Pake will just call you an asshole.
Pake was fine. He's whatever, man.
No, he's fine. He's like so. Like we had one here. I didn't realize how like jokey he is.
Super jokey.
He was busting my balls because I didn't know where T was, and Sony got lost.
Sony met Sony for the first time, so that was cool. He's a good dude.
Yeah, Sony's a great dude. Yeah.
We were hanging on Saturday night for a little while.
I forgot about this.
Oh yeah, the
Flame Warrior. Strong joint mobility. I'm just reading the back.
But yeah, it was definitely nice seeing people. Maybe last episode I talked about how Deluxe came over to my house last Thursday. We hung out a bit, so it was really awesome seeing Matt there.
Man,
really good.
If he just crashed that night, he could have gotten a ratchet.
He could have.
That's true.
Yeah. So it's on him.
True.
Thank you, Dave. Had he crashed, he would have gone to Walgreens with me, and then Dave wouldn't have got a ratchet. He'd be like, "Oh no, Mr. J, I'm taking one. I'm fixing to take one of these for myself." Now he did get one at the convention too. So he's got one now.
One of the coolest things that happened though was being able to meet True Starscreamer.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is true.
That guy, I was shocked that he was like a real person.
Thanks, guys.
So we were waiting for that to happen.
Well, it was just really natural hanging out. It was like you said, Dave. It was like no awkwardness whatsoever. It was just kind of like we knew you. It was.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hope not, because we have been talking to each other every single day for over a year. So
yeah, even saying Deluxe, it was like I've been saying him forever already.
I mean, okay, if we're gonna go ahead and segue to people, we guys are doing some shout outs here.
We got
Lance, F you, I want that damn Astrobot. Seeing Sportimus, Mark 44. I mean, all you guys out there, it was fantastic. I said for me, it really was a highlight meeting Vault Matrix. Just he as you guys said, it felt like he was family to me. I mean, we just got in groove. And yes, we got to talk about them. Everything with the ROC, those guys were great.
They were all great. Yep.
Yeah, our courtyard party was a lot of fun.
Wait, look, that was interesting because we were talking about. Usually, whenever I go to a con, Saturday night is the big night. This wasn't. Friday night was.
Friday night, yeah. Shout out to Robert D. Robert D.
Credit card
is a damn legend. Now I can't do Jameson. Jameson does not agree with me, but Robert bought 75 double shots of Jameson for everybody.
Even I did one, and I don't do Jameson.
I did 4 doubles in a single. Jason Lowry did 4 doubles in a single. And when I got when I got to like the last one, Robert punched me in the fucking stomach because he's like, "Quit 000. You're gonna do another fucking shot. I'm buying it." And like I was like, "No, Robert, really, I can't do anymore." And he just, "Don't be a pussy," and he just lays a haymaker right in my stomach. And I think did you see it, Dave? Were you there when he did it?
I'm not sure I was there because I was too busy. He cracked my freaking toenail.
I was gonna say you weren't the only one that was assaulted.
He stomps my foot, and this dude is big. I mean, this guy is like 6'7". He's got mass. I mean, he and Lance were like, it was like Godzilla versus King Kong over there. And of course, as you guys know, I am taller than Matt Baldwin, yes, but I'm still not exactly
skyscraper material.
Exactly. So this guy just stomped my foot. I freaking let out a shout that did not make me look any manlier than I am. when I got to my hotel room, I took off my sock. My foot, my toenails got a crack down the center.
Did you send a picture to him?
Nah.
Send a picture to him.
I did not. The man does not need strange pictures of a strange man's foot.
No. I believe me. I know Robert. He would actually like it.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Stop being a baby."
That's good. So yes, Sony Mark 44.
Sportimus was
cool. We met
Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor. Yeah,
Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor's a local dude too, so we're gonna have him. So I got a lot of Antoine was there.
Cobra Chan or Cobra Chilan. His name first, Cobra. That dude had a lot of nice things to say, and I really appreciate.
A lot of great things. Oh my god, he almost got into a fight Saturday night with a random hotel guest. He thought a guy was part of the crew, and he walks up and he runs his finger down his stomach, down his chest to his stomach, and the guy just shoulder slams him.
Holy shit!
That's a gamble. It's a gamble.
I didn't see Sportimus. Half of the stuff, some of the stuff y'all did, I was like, where the hell was
We
I?
were outside having cigars, and you don't do none of that.
His flight got delayed. You,
Well, I know-
Sportimus, you are a saint, and I hope to God you got something from those airlines.
Yeah, because we were out smoking cigars, and I know he reached out to me on Twitter and said his internet wasn't working too well, and we were out there, and he just came up and introduced himself. Like, oh, dude, yeah, I just wish there was more time in the weekend, and I know I had to split early, but I know I wish I could have stayed Sunday, but it was kind of a perfect storm of things where Lance's flight was like at 7, and I was just like, I don't think I'll be able to check out at that time. Because he was gonna have to like get out of the room at like 4 or something. And I told Lex, and she's like, "Why don't you just come home?" And I was like, "Okay,
Sure.
yeah, sure."
Gotta make it worth your while.
She sounded just like that too. That was
just like
accent.
Cleveland. I'm gonna make
Only
it
if it's
worth
with-
your while.
I
Depends.
was
if
trying to
she's just
sound like
Megatron.
Audrey too, but my throat is messed up.
Oh, that's another thing. Did anybody get hit with con crud?
I did not.
I haven't yet. No, that's when you get sick because of being around so many people.
I
I
saw-
already was sick.
saw
Yeah,
a
you
lot
were
of people
patient
wearing-
0. So if you have con crud, it's because of T-Man. He was patient 0. He came in sick.
Especially if you
saw-
shook my hand.
I saw a lot of people wearing medical masks. I actually did
Yeah.
make sure to wash my hands
Often, yeah.
often. Yeah.
I tried.
I thought the medical masks was just their faceplates for their costumes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it
some
was.
of them.
Can we talk about that in the artist alley? Like,
Yeah, we've been beating around the bush.
we have been beating around the bush because like the artist alley was like probably the scariest place of the con.
Mhm.
Now, hold on. Now, wait. Before you get into it, hold on. Let's precursor here. You all like what you like, and we are happy that you like it. So
Yes.
if this is something, if we're talking about something that you personally are into, that is awesome, and everybody makes the community. So
Yes.
I don't think
there's my
any
message.
of these. I don't think any of our listeners was part of that fangirl.
I know,
crowd.
but if anybody stumbles on this
Yeah.
video that's not a current subscriber, that may have been one of the folks that are into that kind of thing, I just want to make sure they know that like we're there for you, but we don't need to understand.
All I
it,
gotta say is
but we
I bet
don't.
Bobby.
I
bet
do.
Bobby
If
is like
any of the fangirl crowd stumbles on this show, email us. I want you on our show because I got questions. Not bad
I got a lot
questions.
of
I just got questions.
Yeah.
like Bobby, and then what was the figure photography place that sold like prints, like high quality prints of like they recreated G1 art with figures like Bobby and that
Oh.
artist. Yeah, they were the only two that were actually in the dealer room.
Cybertron Warrior? No.
So I think
Yeah.
maybe Cybertron Warrior.
Warriors.
Yes.
I got
Yes.
him. Matt, I got him your contact info. His contact info.
Yeah. And check them out. Like they do amazing photography. I really wish I could have bought some of their prints. They had some framed ones, and they had a "Till All Are Dead" comic recreation that was framed. I need to go back and buy that at some point. But yeah, so Bobby and Cybertron Warriors were in the dealer room, and Grim Loctimus, his animated Menasor, that fantastic animated Menasor, was in the artist alley. And there were, I mean, like Lance went in there. He bought some, like some small items. Like there were some like accessory pieces, like Starbucks cups and like lollipop food. Like there's some really cool stuff in there. But like the crowd in there, they were a little bit interesting.
I got
They
questions.
felt
I got
like the
questions.
type of people that would get triggered on Twitter, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to be the cause of that. I filmed one of them had like a Build-A-Bear Rodimus, and I asked could I film it. I filmed it, and then as I was editing for my toy hunt, I realized that I didn't film any of that, and I pushed record as I was pointing at the floor and recording my feet.
Professional at work, everybody.
Yeah.
There were, I mean, it's like you had these fangirls they separated themselves from everybody else. It was like that own little pack at the hotel.
Yeah.
In the main lobby area. They did not socialize with anybody. They were their own unto their own selves. I mean, they took the cosplay. I mean, they did some great costumes. I had fun trying to figure some of them out. But like, okay, I've been to cons. I have seen when girls do the whole gender bender thing where, oh look, there's sexy Wolverine, or there is now female badass version of Captain America. Hold on. But there'd be the feminine ones. These girls were like, there was a girl who was the human version of Ultra Magnus, and she had a beard that put mine to shame.
Yeah, there's one that was like the Rosie O'Donnell version of Ratchet.
I thought it was the Colonel Sanders version of Ratchet.
Maybe.
Some of that stuff was really creative too. Like my favorite outfit that I saw. Was
Matt's like, I'm gonna put a positive spin on this.
There was a lot of gorgeous talent out there.
Yeah,
that Breakout and Knockdown. I absolutely were enamored of them. That Optimus Primal was freaking awesome.
That's the one I was about to say. So she was dressed up almost like it was almost like cavemanish, and she had a fur over her shoulders.
She was the only one
that had the Maximal logo on the back. So it was really clever.
Other than that, the Megatron one that wasn't strictly doing like really deep into IDW comic lore cosplay, because the bulk of them, they were like the human forms of the human avatars of the IDW characters.
Right.
Like there was a human whirl with the eye patch, which was pretty well done.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of these folks, like they connected with the stories in IDW who have a lot of, I don't know how a lot of like social commentary in them that I think a lot of these folks kind of, latched onto and appreciated seeing in modern print like that. And it's just something that spoke to them. And that's sort of their own niche, their own carve out of the fandom that exists now. And they're all into their own crafts and stickers and trading stuff. And I don't know. It was just amazing to see so much of that. This is the time this is my third TFcon. I've never seen so much of that in one place.
It's sort of like if we went to a Hasbro convention and there was all the bronies that was in one area.
Which maybe happens. I don't know. Maybe that happens.
I mean,
the best cosplay I saw was Soundwave.
Oh my God! Yeah, it looked like a walking masterpiece.
Yep.
The two Soundwaves. There was the Masterpiece Soundwave, and there was that one girl who's dressed like Plague Doctor Soundwave.
With the mask on and stuff.
Yeah. I actually really liked that one.
And then someone had a Ravage. Remember
life-size Ravage?
Quote unquote life-size Ravage.
Did y'all see Solus Prime?
Yeah.
That
was on your toy hunt, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I could show y'all the unedited footage because I had to block most of it because there was a bunch of kids there and I didn't want their face in the video.
Very good. That's actually very smart of you.
Yeah, Lance brought up, okay, so again, everybody has a taste, right?
Yeah.
Everybody has a thing that they're into. So in the Artist Alley, one of the points of interest was you had some regular kind of art tables. You had, some stuff that you see more often than not. You had some folks that had some 1/12 scale accessory pieces, which were cool, like mini Energon cans and stuff like that. You had the aforementioned plushies and stickers and all that. And then towards the end of it, you had some art books. Now, these were not regular art books. Why were they not regular art books? Because they had an adult twist to them. There was a little bit of
twist.
Yeah. So they had, and it was clearly labeled. It said +18 or adults only or something. I can't remember. But a stack of art books that presumably featured some 18+ images of Transformers.
Things that you accidentally see when you're searching for your favorite character and you scroll too far.
Right. When you're on page 200 of your Google image search and you start seeing the shady shit, like Google pulling stuff from the dark web to try to figure out these search results at this point.
It's like, who would draw that? And then you turn the computer off.
It's like when I go to Awesome Con, and it's like I was telling somebody about it, and I think I told them about it at the convention. It's like they had like the whole Pride Alley, but it was like they had it front and center, and like in order to go from like the merchandise room over to like where you got your autographs, I mean somebody had like a full on picture of Captain America, like a banner at their booth. And like there's a lot of kids that go to Awesome Con. Now there are kids that go to TFcon, and thankfully they had this like tucked away, and it did say must show ID 18 plus.
Mhm.
So I don't really think the vendor's in the wrong. It's not my thing. I don't like it, but I'm not going to sell you their creative freedom.
Sure.
But like, going to Awesome Con where they had like, and again, a banner of like everything but the penetration of Captain America and Winter Soldier. And I'm like, man, kids got to fucking see this. And if it was like a man and a woman, it still wouldn't have been cool.
When you say penetration, do you mean that their infiltration into Hydra? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
How deeply they infiltrated the different organizations?
Basically,
The Hydra was
deep penetration.
No,
No.
Matt.
No, Matt.
they were popping.
Was there dicks?
No, there were two heads, but you couldn't see them on that Hydra.
Gotcha.
Oh
Well,
no!
like, cut one off and two more grow back.
I don't think it works that way.
Good night, everybody.
And
I think
then I think before we wrap up
That's
this
not even
episode,
humanly possible.
we got to talk about our favorite and our least favorite things, and then of course the third party panel. I'll give that. Like my favorite thing, obviously was the people, seeing familiar faces, seeing people I hadn't seen in a couple of years, meeting
ever.
Dave or ever, meeting Dave and really enjoyed. It wasn't just like we ran into Bolt Matrix. Now, I mean, he hung out with us the whole weekend.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've really been slacking on my meetups. So we have a new meetup in the DMV area, November 23rd. We're gonna have it in White Marsh, Maryland. So if you're actually in the area, you are more than welcome to attend.
I think he knew who I was at the end. He finally said my name.
Who's team, man? My least favorite thing about the convention, I would say, was probably just the lack. We asked like where was Make Toys, where's DX9 Unique Toys, and the answer we got was kind of half baked, and it was there's been too many conventions this year. We're kind of burnt out, and I don't know if it has to do with the scrutiny that those companies are under, or if there's anything to be said about the waning popularity of third-party Transformers. I don't know. But it was kind of disappointing that the last TFcon of the year, granted the next one is Florida, right around the corner, in March of 2020 in Orlando. Maybe.
You can.
I
know.
Just send us reports from down there.
I know I couldn't afford that. Let's just leave it at that.
Well, we were already talking about doing a Florida trip. Yeah, you are closer.
It's Orlando. I'm gonna want to do how much stuff? Take how much time away from work? I actually I think that's gonna be really rough in the dealer's room. People are gonna be like, "Yeah, man, I want to buy it, but I was just at Universal Studios."
Well, I don't think it's going to be so rough on the dealer's room because of that. I think that's going to be rough on the dealer's room because you think about Chosen Prime. They're coming from, where are they in like Arizona?
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, TFcon LA. When we talked to Nate Simmons about it, it was like a blessing for the retailers because it's not that big of a commute compared to the other TFcons. Like the Chosen Prime, like it put them on the road for 3 days. Toy Dojo, they're in Austin, Texas. Ages 3 and up, they're in Vancouver and I believe Washington State. TF Source is in Nevada, but they have stores in Pennsylvania. So these companies they're from like all over the place. Capture Prey is the Midwest. So the Western shows, while they're not convenient for us, and the bulk of the fan base seems to be on the East Coast or the Midwest, like the Northern Midwest. Like there was a lot, there were a lot of people from like Michigan And I know a lot of collectors out in Michigan. And of course, we got Nerd out there. I mean, Mark 44 is out there.
The whole MIROC group. They have a whole subgroup.
And it was a lot of folks from that group out there representing. So, but it seems like, it seems like the northern Midwest and the East Coast is like where like bulk of the collectors are. So having it in the South, I mean, yeah, it's a destination, but it's going to be hell on the vendors getting out there, I think.
We'll see how it goes. I probably say I know I'm going to have to pass on that one.
Yeah, fair enough. So Dave, favorite and least your Aretha Franklin.
I mean, honestly, my favorite was meeting all the people. Plain and simple. You guys, everybody at the ROC party, people in the lobby. It was so awesome putting faces with posts, getting the personalities behind people. I got to meet the infamous Bobby for 30 seconds. I got he'll never remember me, but
he's got a line of people. I caught up with him for a minute.
But I mean, meeting Robert D, even not even just for all that, but just it was cool. I enjoyed talking with Brian Brink, David Poland, absolutely hanging out with Lance, Mark 44, Sportimus.
Gary Allen was there too.
Yeah,
I seen Gary.
Rogue War. Yeah, Gary.
Yeah, Mike.
So it was just all of it. I could just name all these names. I just don't want to leave somebody out.
Darius. I can forget about Darius.
God, hanging out with Darius for so long, that was amazing.
Yeah.
So that was absolutely all that. Feeling that community. I was explaining I don't have that down here. I don't have time for that down here. There is an active toy community here in North Carolina. Just between my work and where I live, I don't have time for it. And no, I'm not complaining. I'm not bitching. I like how my life is right now. But it was just amazing finally feeling all that, to get that comradeship again. So that was absolutely my favorite part. My least favorite part, aside from the drives, the FOMO for buying the Sphinx is probably about it. Fear of missing out.
You haven't opened it yet, have you?
I'm messing with it now, and I'm not really impressed with it, to be honest.
I've got it right here, and I like him.
So that's the screeching you hear right now. I'm putting them back in the box. I'm probably gonna take them to I'm probably gonna flip them. But yeah. Aside from that, I mean, dealer's room is fine, and some of the jerks I dealt with trying to sell my stuff on Saturday night.
Deadbeat.
Dude. Oh, so you've got this Prime here. I've never seen it sealed in the box. Yeah, I know. I'll give you a good price on it. No, I'm good. Thanks. Why did you even come by then?
That's like when you're trying to sell anything on like the groups and people say PM'd and they'll be like, yeah, I'll trade you for an Ertl Mach 5 speed racer car. And it's like, I don't even collect that shit, dude.
No, it wasn't even that. The guy, they just walk in. It's like, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the thing about TFcon is that it's a surreal experience to be surrounded by people that know what Zeta Toys is and knows what a butterfly hinge is. And, that you could speak the language to, that you can, the unique toys and dropping all this nomenclature from the fandom. And you're surrounded by a hotel full of people that know.
Seeing it on the shelves too, right?
That's the big thing too. And that, it's amazing actually to me how many of these companies actually put a lot of work into the boxes for things that don't ever hardly get sat out on shelves, at least stateside. I'm sure there's some Japanese and some retailers overseas that set this shit out, but it's a very strange thing, especially seeing especially Legends. Like, I try to stay out of Legends. I fail, man, because you just go walk in there and you see a shelf full of Legends figures. And it's like a fucking candy store.
They had some
different everything, man, loaded down. Yeah, just displays and they'll have the big display of Legends, and then, oh, do you like this thing? Well, turn to your left, and here they all are, ready to go. I don't know. It's if you're even remotely, if you listen to this show, you're a fan, I'm sure, or you have bizarre interests that why would you be listening to us if you don't know what the hell we're talking about or not fans of Transformers? But try to get out to a show, try to get out to a meetup. We even got T there.
Start your own meetup. That's the other thing.
We got T-Man to the convention. I mean, he bitched and moaned and scraped his fingernails on the ground as we drug him there, but we got him there. And he was happier for it.
Yeah.
So, T, what were your favorite and least favorite things about it?
My favorite thing was everything. Being able to see all the people. The fact that, like what Matt was just saying, that everybody was a fan of the same stuff. So most of the people, except for the people that got drugged there by their friends who don't even collect Transformers, everybody knew what you were talking about. So that was all cool. Seeing all the toys and in person that I haven't seen in person. And all the people coming up to me, telling me that they like my videos and whatnot. That was fun. Least favorite thing had nothing to do with the convention, really. But it's just the fact that I wish I would have saved up more and had more money.
Yeah.
So
the food prices were kind of ridiculous.
Oh my God. That burger place was.
Yeah.
I don't know. My supervisor popped up out of nowhere today and he took me to Hard Rock Cafe and at downtown, and Hard Rock Cafe blew those places out the window.
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap. I'm happy he paying for this because I think the burgers were like over $20.
But were they cooked?
Yeah.
I looked at his burger and it didn't look like it, but he had no problem with it.
I mean, I like rare. I like rare red meat. But my burger was ground beef.
Raw.
Yeah. It was just like, and Matt's was too. But yeah, the food there, like we only ate at two places that I actually liked. Jackson's, the last place we went to, it was like Alex. Oh, Alex. Oh man, I forgot to mention Alex. It was like we went with Alex and Balt Matrix, and that was that place that had the fried dough, the complimentary fried dough that they kept bringing out to us. That place was really good. And the place that fucked up your chicken noodle soup, well, yours got fucked up. I thought it was a pretty good
Mine
place.
was amazing. That Thai chicken was fantastic.
Yeah, so I thought that the Chinese Thai fusion place was pretty good. But overall, I was kind of really underwhelmed by the meals that I had at the other two places. Especially like we went to Ted's Bulletin, like the girl's like, "Oh, country fried chicken, wonderful choice," and I got it, and it was just like, this is just a chicken patty with mashed potatoes. And why are these carrots? I've had rainbow carrots before. Why are these carrots black? So, but there is a rumor going around that they're eyeing Baltimore as one of the potential areas for TFcon, and
I'd fly up for that.
Hey, you could honestly. I have a spare room, so just saying.
Do I gotta mow your lawn?
No, you don't have to mow my lawn. You just have to come here and enjoy yourself, and maybe buy dinner one night. That's.
Ooh, I'll cook. I'll commandeer your grill.
Or well, I'll have a smoker by then. We're getting a smoker.
Big egg.
Not going there yet.
It'll be like 2021, right?
Well, there's 3 TFcons next year. I mean, Florida may be the East Coast one. Who knows what they're going to do for the fall one? But again, they're not saying that they're going to have it, but that they're eyeing Baltimore for it, which would be awesome. Because the other thing too is Baltimore's food prices. They're actually, compared to Reston, very, very, very reasonable. So.
Oh, you could even walk the Chick-fil-A down the street.
Yeah, because in Reston, that's the biggest issue I really see is that it's like your only like fast casual option is Panera Bread. And I don't hate Panera bread, but
I
you
don't
know,
like it.
nah,
You
I
don't
mean,
hate it, but you don't like it.
their tomato soup in a bread bowl is really good. Their sandwiches are decent, but yeah. So yeah, if TFcon comes to Baltimore, it'll be a T and zero. Show people around as far as where to get reasonably priced good food. I guess before we wrap it up, I guess we kind of have to talk about the big reveal from the third party panel. Like the third party panel was
You mean the
relatively
steak transformer?
yes,
Yeah.
the steak transformer from Non-F. That is fucking awesome. Like I like that Non-F was part of the panel. Like they got like actual legit billing on the panel, which was cool because Non-F's been in the game for like a good minute, and to see him like coming out with like something that's like a more elevated bot is really cool.
How big was it? I could.
I mean, it was like like this big, but it had a lot of articulation from what I could see.
I mean, what could be better than an articulated steak? What name a transformer that could be more impressive than that transforming piece of meat?
Masterpiece McDonald's changeables.
Fuck.
I did it. I did it. Speaking of which, the hamburger changeable is coming back to McDonald's. I'm putting this out there for anybody listening. If you can get your hands on one of those hamburger changeables, because like McDonald's is doing like a throwback holiday Happy Meal with like all their best toys ever. Or they just like found like a stock room with toys in the back, and they're like, "Fuck, we still have these."
Yeah.
But they're doing like the hamburger changeable and the dress up McNuggets are part of it, and then of course they got the Tamagotchi and the Beanie Baby and the Power Ranger figure they did. I think it's fucking awesome that they're doing those, but the changeable. I need that changeable. I need like a brand new, fresh 2019 changeable. And like I like showed it to people, and they're like, I think I still have some of those at my mom's house. I'm like, I don't want the ones that you were 5 and you were like oozing snot and hamburger grease on. I need like a fresh one.
I think I gave all them to my younger siblings, which I regret now.
I see you have that, Dave, but
Da. It was way before that.
That was well before. That was before Pharrell.
As long as it's not like as disappointing as the 2019 McRib was. I had a McRib Actually, I had a McRib on my way to TFcon. I told Lex about it. She's like, "Oh, you had the McRib?" I was like, "Yeah, I had the McRib." She's like, "I'm sorry." And I'm like, "Yeah, it wasn't as good as I remembered it."
You could just buy them out of the dollar section in the supermarket.
I know it's the same thing. Like the McRib used to be good though. It was like, it just had a good flavor. I thought, and whatever I got.
Yeah, then you had real barbecue pork.
No, I mean it's not real. Like here, let me tell you something, Dave. You know what one of my biggest guilty pleasures in the world is?
I'm not even gonna touch that open line.
God damn it! There's nothing sexual about it. Chef Boyardee. I hate that. Every now and then I love myself a can of Chef Boyardee. I don't know what there is about it. It's very comforting.
Half a shaker of salt.
There's a Jimmy Buffett lyric in there somewhere. We're not going to get to that, but yeah, I don't know. I every now and then I enjoy a can of Chef Boyardee. So it's like the McRib. The McRib only comes around like once in a while, and I used to just like to go and get myself like a McRib or two when it was out, have it, and be like, okay, I'm done with McDonald's for a while. Outside of like
Boyardee, but I was thinking SpaghettiOs and.
Oh, SpaghettiOs are good too, but
the smell of SpaghettiOs makes me want to vomit.
Oh, that weird cheese smell.
Yes, like my aunt. Excuse me, she's 2 years younger than me, but she used to eat that, and I hated it. It just stinks so bad.
It smells like somebody farted in an Italian restaurant.
Yes.
But yeah, I had the McRib and I regretted it. But yeah, those changeables, those are worth trying to seek out some McNugget Happy Meals for. Sam, but can I get that little hamburger transformer?
Let's get the Fort Mac. I'm about to have to go to bed in a second.
All right. Well, we'll just talk about Fort Max real quick. That was the big reveal in the third party. Like the third party panel was bizarre. It was so short. It was over in under 20 minutes. We didn't see anything we didn't already know about. Everything that they presented was stuff that was already known on TFW, presented in the dealer room. Yeah, on the floor. That was like that in 2017. But the stinger was they get the Fans Toys, and Fans Toys is doing a 48-inch. I'm sorry, 48 cent. No, it was 48-inch. 48-inch Fort Max. So that's.
I hate you, Nightwingham.
What did he say? It's bigger than True Starscreamer. So a 4-foot tall Transformer. And I don't think it's going to be Unicron money, in all honesty. They announced that Cerebros is going to be part A. So my personal thought is they're going to sell Cerebros first and then kind of gauge the interest. I mean, also selling him first shaves like probably $100 off the cost of the body. So I think that they'll probably sell the body for in and about like what the Fans Toys Omega Supreme went for. My thing is, it's like, where do I store a 4-foot tall Transformer? If I get this, then it opens up. But it's a dangerous precedent, because then it opens up the door for a Metroplex, a Triptychon.
Scorponok.
Well, Scorponok wouldn't be too bad because he'd just be the same size as Omega.
No,
Scorponok's supposed to fight Fort Max.
Oh, he's supposed to be the same size. Okay, then I take that back. You know,
do you even know how to season 4, bro? Season 4, bro?
Apparently not.
It's just that the toy was way smaller, but in the cartoon they were the same size.
Well, let's get this out here. Like, if we're gonna do like 4 foot tall, like,
well, I think they said over 3.5 feet tall.
Well, it said 48 centimeters. So even if we go to 3.5 feet, right? Where am I going to put something that comes up past my belly button? Where am I? How what?
Nope.
But
you have to buy the head separate.
Well, yeah, I think you have to buy the head separately.
Head costs extra.
I think the head is going to be $100, and then they're going to split the body into 2 halves, and they probably be $200, $250 max.
I don't think the body would come apart, but I just think it's like there's so many other characters left to do. Punch, counter punch, topspin, twin twist. There's runabout and run amok. There's so many other characters that they could do, that they could refine. That Bad Cube is done, that they could do better. They could do a better Huffer. They could do a better Gears. They could do a better Jazz, Mirage. Sandstorm, Octane. But I think
we got a good Sandstorm.
I think just doing a Fort Max that's that big. I mean, where are people going to put it?
Wherever he wants. Off into a corner somewhere, basically.
And even then, here's my thing: is it's still not in scale. It's still not technically in scale.
With Legends figures, it is.
But they're not making a Legends class figure.
Put it with your Iron Factory.
I don't have Iron Factory.
I'm sure Matt can hook you up.
Yeah,
or your New Age.
I was laughing. I see Dave's the emo cut came down.
Yeah. That's not my pick.
One sec, I'll be right back.
I'm gonna take a pair of scissors and cut that bang off eventually, but
Does Meg like it? Or does she laugh at
My Kiara laughed at me
you?
when I was a young boy. My brother. No,
Makes me
My
think of
Chemical
that dude
Romance
from-
is getting back together actually
Oh, yeah.
for one night only.
He leaves at the end of the show. And I don't think either one of us have controls over this.
And we're both fading.
My throat is, I'm shocked it lasted this long, to be honest. I've been trying not to cough.
Feeding me
like-
too many good lines.
I told you I'd be right back.
All right, let's end this.
All right. Well, what I think we should revisit Fort Max. I think there's a lot
Yes.
more to digest about it.
He's great.
Yes.
He's awesome. He's
Um,
going to cost a bunch.
but I mean, I hope everybody has enjoyed our Halloween rambling. Our recap of TFcon. I mean, in closing, I want to say, the people were great. It was great to meet people for the first time. It was great to see people for the first time in a while. It was great to be a part of it. And, if we missed anybody in our shout outs, just really want to, reiterate, it was a great time. Again, if we missed you, it's just because we met so many people. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have traded the weekend for anything in the world. It was great to finally get to meet Dave and hang out with everybody. Spend the weekend with Lance again. So yeah, I mean, in closing, I had a good time, and really, if you're ever wondering, is it worth going to TFcon? It definitely is for the people, even if there aren't good exclusives, even if the reveals aren't really there. It's just great to be in a spot where so many people know about what it is you're passionate about. So,
I concur.
all right. T, you have any closing thoughts?
Everything that you just said, and yeah.
And Dave?
As I said, Sportimus, everybody, awesome seeing you. You guys, nice seeing you both. Matt, wish you were here. Joe, sure. No.
Joe was.
Oh yeah, Matt said bye.
Yeah. And remember, hit that Instagram at True Star Screamer. I got stuff to take pictures of.
We have
Yeah,
shirts in the description.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm not wearing the shirt.
Yeah,
But
so
it was cool seeing us all on that shirt together.
absolutely. So if you're interested in getting a Figure Action t-shirt, we'll have the Teespring link posted on the Facebook page. We'll get it out on Twitter. We have two varieties of shirt available, and our Teespring prices are very, very low. We've got ours set to about $10 for the regular shirt, which is about $15 cheaper than most others are putting their shirts out there. We just want to get the Figure Action name out. We want to grow our brand. Again, we're not really hurting monetarily, so we just do this for fun.
He's not. We are.
Okay, well, at any rate, getting a shirt gets our brand out there, helps us grow, helps start a conversation about what we're doing. So if you want to help us, if you want to get our brand out there, please buy a shirt. We'll have those links available through proper channels. Anyway, it has been a pleasure. I hope everybody out there is having a great and safe Halloween. It's been real, and we'll see you again next Thursday.
Week.
Later.
Later.